Hello there, listeners. James from Means for War here, and
Bart from Means for War here. Welcome and hello. We are here to talk about very sad news. Rest in peace, Space Marines.
our rest in pieces, all the models which will stay forever in the boxes unbuilt because there is maybe less sense to build them. We are after a purge of many models from Space Marines lineup, and this will be probably our main topic, but not to end with a somber tone. We'll have some more news for you today, which I hope will be more happier than those which we will start off. And for the starters, I guess that's it. Stay with us today and let's jump straight into our news podcast.
Let's go.
Let's go. So, on August 24th, the Games Workshop published the stat changes, and when you open the Warhammer community, it looks like happy news because they are saying something like, there are big changes coming to to Space Marines. This was like the header of the front line of this news.
And at the same time, 17 units are leaving the book.
Yes, so like this is the main, Games Workshop making a happy face, telling the sad news, right? So like, what happened? Some units went to proxy, and some units went to legends.
And that's interesting point. I'm not sure, but it is probably the first time GW is recommending something as a proxy.
Like it gives you an opportunity to play as a proxy, right? Because like as far as I remember as well, if something went off, it went off, right? It was like bye-bye, play in the garage, but not on the tournaments, right? So like, but right now, yeah, this is the first time, and I think it's not a bad part of this news, right? Because like the proxies...
Yeah, we are seeing the eradication of firstborn Marines, finally, from the main timeline of the game.
So, and this is the start, probably, because like we've got normal, let's say, normal Space Marines.
There is not much left, to be honest, right now, of the firstborn.
I do believe Black Templars do have...
No, Black Templars right now are fully primaries.
Okay. I do believe I saw in the codex when I bought the one in the app there are like not primaries, Crusader Squad or something like that. But never mind. Okay, so like we are saying goodbye to firstborns. So everything what is firstborn occurred is also...
It's been a cool era of the Warhammer 40k. I have insane admiration for the firstborn Marines. I started in 4th edition, so I really like this Mark 7 armor and Mark 8 armor. Right now, primaries are super cool because they have much better scale. But I totally love that the firstborns had so many unique kits for each chapter, because Space Wolves had unique basic Marines, Blood Angels had a lot, and right now we have to focus on upgrade kits only. Instead
in painting, right? So like, yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. These were not my times when I entered the Warhammer. From that time, I remember Dawn of War, the first game. This was probably my first like introduction to the world. And yes, there were firstborns probably running over there because primaries wasn't even a concept there. But yeah, right now we need to... If you want personalized army and personalized, your Space Marines intercessors, you need to do something more with them to make them to look like in your army. I did this with my Black Templars, actually. I bought a combat patrol, which had a lot of unused Black Templars elements, so I could, buy some more Space Marines and upgrade them with those. So like, yeah, that's true, actually. The firstborns had a lot of like chapter-specific miniatures. In my opinion, giving you a proxy option is not a bad part of this news, right? So like, even if some of those we can use still in our gameplays, let's talk a little bit more about those legends part. Because I actually have a lot of my models in my home, which are legend models, actually. I'm more a collector than a player. Let's say I love Cafia's Kane, which was at the start, it was a Legends model. It's not a playable character in the 40k, and there is no option for him officially as play as a, let's say, commissar, right? So like, it's a Legends model. I've got the commemorative models, a lot of in my collection, and all of those, even the last Warhammer Plus subscription model, the Inquisitor, is also a model based on Legends, and you cannot proxy him as anything.
I'm at the same spot like you, because I'm mostly a collector, not a player of 40k. I have tons of special characters, especially for the Inquisition, for the Agents of the Imperium, rogue traders and cultists.
It's your niche, I guess.
Yeah, it is my niche. So I'm really familiar with Legends models who has no official rules. But I feel sorry for all the owners of the Vindicators and Predators and stuff like this. Firstly, because they are insane cool miniatures from the old line, very classic ones. Maybe I'm not the fan of the Centurion squad. I'm so sorry. I don't like bulky armor.
With mining drills.
And I did not like them from the beginning. But I'm feeling bad that Space Marines have no flying units right now, except of the land speeders,
and except of the Dark Angels, Dark Talon. That was the model they called.
Yeah, probably. But I'm speaking about the main Space Marines.
The whole
line.
Space Marines. Okay.
So probably we are waiting for new flares. Or no flares at all. It would be strange.
We are talking about Legends from our standpoint because we are collectors, but I know many of our clients are somewhat closer to playing like in the tournaments and playing the Warhammer 40k altogether. How do you think? Because you have a bigger scope and better, you're better remembering those projects than me probably. How much, from our perspective, from our projects, how much of our clients our clients lost their models, let's say like this?
Surprisingly, not many models, because we painted quite a lot of Space Marines armies during the past 2 years, probably.
Let's make it a 2-year scope, right?
Yeah.
Because how many, in your opinion, percentage of the things we painted here in Means for War, how much of those were Space Marines altogether? 40%, 50%?
I won't lie. I don't know how many armies in total would be Space Marines, but basing on this list of the models of Warhammer Legend models, I don't remember armies we painted which include any of these models except the Vindicators.
So we haven't painted Centurions. I don't remember those because Centurions, we painted Centurions or did not?
Maybe 1 or 2 units.
I remember bits. I remember bits for Centurions in our bit supply. So maybe we ordered them to kit bash, use them for kit bashing or something. Razorback.
It's the same. It's the same matter. It's always Rhino, never Razorback.
Yes, Predator, Destructor, and Predator Annihilator. We are speaking about the Predators for the whole Space Marine chapters, not the chapter-specific ones, right?
Yes, and not about the Predators for the Chaos Space Marines.
For the Chaos Space Marines, because these were like very...
For the CSM, it was quite popular model in the past 2 years, but for the Space Marines, not really.
Okay, I will just make a small stop here. Do you think Chaos tanks like Predators and other vehicles will meet the same fate, or they will keep those models in their lineup? Because for me, I will just share my thoughts. I want to know yours before.
From the lore perspective, they shall keep it.
From the lore perspective, they shall keep it because this is old stuff they used like after being the traders, right? So like, let's say like this.
That's true, and they shouldn't have access to
the newest
new stuff created by the Belisarius.
Except if they will like try to capture it.
If we are talking about new vehicles for the Chaos Space Marines created for example, in the forges of Vashtor Archifane, it is rather demonic possessed vehicles.
So like destroyers,
like Helldrakes, like
not destroyers, not destroyers, defiers,
defilers, and Hellbrutes, stuff like this. So demonic possessions. So I doubt we will see a repulsor, chaos repulsor.
Yeah, that was like, yeah, okay, yeah, we don't have a chaos repulsor.
So I would love to still see a predators inside the ranks of the Chaos Space Marines.
Okay, so we are on the same page here, because this is what my exact thoughts.
Vindicators, they had surge in the popularity in the past year or two. We had many commissions where we painted three machines for our customer. Whirlwind, another vehicle.
I don't remember.
I did not see Whirlwind in our workshop for so long time that I don't even remember how this model looks like, Leaf.
Okay.
Dreadnought, Casterferum Dreadnought.
It's not, maybe there is a little bit of like steer in the Dreadnought here, because like these are not the Dreadnoughts we think about Dreadnoughts. So these are not Redemptor Dreadnoughts and the others, right?
It's the same story like for the other models. In the past 2 years, we painted maybe 2 or 3 classic Dreadnoughts versus dozens of Redemptors and Ballistus and stuff.
Over patterns.
And then the new chassis, yeah? Flyers and Hammerfall Bunker is the same story. Very rare.
Flyers were rare, but Hammerfall Bunker I even didn't know this model exists, actually. there is a meme like the Hammerfall Bunker stays next to Death. Was a good model, and the Death says like, oh, who the fuck you are, yeah? so yeah, I didn't even know this model exists. So turns out, from our perspective,
and I will ask you a question right now. Why do you think GW decided to retire so many kits?
One can think that it's a greedy strategy of, making like the stuff, taking the models from us to push us like 8 new ones, right? So like, but in my opinion, it's a normal structure of a huge company which have a lot of models and a lot of stuff to push to stay afloat, and not even to stay afloat, to grow the revenue, right? It's a normal. The Games Workshop is a huge organism which relies on new stuff being bought, and if something is not buying, people are not buying anymore, has to be erased. As we are speaking and talking right now, these were not so popular from our perspective, of course, models, because maybe if you are a Warhammer 40k player and you're a tournament player and you think one of those models is in meta and we don't know that, or we are talking right now some weird things because you saw those models a lot on the tables, please comment, because we want to know those thoughts as well. But as we are speaking, those were not so popular models. So if they were not so popular, why to keep them?
From the perspective of new armies for our customers, which often are also avid players.
Yes,
they were not popular at all.
So that's the thing. Goodbye, old models. We don't need to produce them anymore. We're opening new slots for new stuff, which will maybe, or like probably, will sell more. And that's like, which company doesn't do that? Which makes
that's true. And the Space Marines line is the widest
and the most popular.
And I'm not surprised that they finally had to cut here and there to keep it in a shape for each collector can understand. Because when you are a new player and you are visiting a product page for the Space Marines, and you are seeing more than 50 or I don't know, 70 kits, you can feel a little bit lost.
Yeah,
probably.
This is the first thing, but the second thing is like, I would feel sad if I will be a new player and both those models, and like month later those are bye-bye, right?
I'm quite sure that at some time in the future we will be able to order them as made to order?
Maybe, like the older kits, right? In metal or in resin.
Do you think that GW will introduce some kind of classic mode for the Warhammer 40k?
I don't know. Like, I think people are like the old editions enjoyers. Let's say like this. I see a lot of posts where people under like the information like this something is cut off, right? There are a lot of people. I still play 7th edition, or I still play 8th edition, and I'm okay with it. There is nothing stopping you from playing the old editions if you have the books, right? Probably you can download those, right? So like if you have an access to the rules, you can still play those older editions, right?
But
So
do you
like,
think it's
if you want,
it's actual a valid statement from the players? Do you really think there are big groups of players who play older editions?
No, I think it's a niche. Still, it's a niche, right? Because if you want to play and to grow in the hobby, you cannot throw an angle in a place in the past.
I'm asking about the classic playstyle mode because, for example, there is an MMO game called World of Warcraft, and probably most of you know
Yes.
this game. And
there is a classic mode.
And some time ago, community asked them to introduce the classic mode, and they did it, and it is super popular.
It's super popular.
And
I was thinking about myself for
a mode called Classic Plus is coming too. So it will be a classic, but with a new content, but based on the classic and in the spirit of the classic game.
So a branch of a classic.
Yeah. And do you think it might be an option for the 40k too? Are we going into the same direction? Or the drive of the new and the drive of the lore and the drive of the events is too big to make a step back?
First of all, it's very interesting conception. This is like, I haven't thought about this, but right now I think it depends on it where it should land, because like giving a rules to just play in your home, okay, yeah, you can do that actually right now, as I said, right? You have access to all their books, you can do that. If it should be, if it would make sense to GW put the rules like this, it should aim for the tournament players. So there will be a tournaments in original 40k, which is like the actual edition, actual rules and stuff. And if you want to play competitively with older set of rules, GW could do that, but it will be like aimed for the tournament players or official tournaments. That it will make sense, because as I said, for normal playing in your home, you can do this actually right now by yourself through some digging, right? If you still want to play classic World of Warcraft, why do you want to play classic World of Warcraft?
To feel the old,
to feel like when you were 12 playing a classic World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and in the World of Warcraft genre or theme, people who are playing the classic want much more grounded adventure, lower stakes, normal problems, normal adventures, not world-shaking events, just cleaning the mine and not fighting the god again and again and again.
Okay, I understand that, but the first thing is like what I wanted to point out, what you said. You play this when you were 12-year-old, and you want to kind of return that to that old times, right? So if you want to do this in a tournament, it makes sense. But if you want to do this and feel like 12-year-old playing, I don't know which edition was when you were 12-year-old. I don't know, 3, 4, third, fourth edition probably. Yeah, if you have books, if you want to return to that point, it means you played it, and maybe you still have the books. You can do this.
Yeah, if you are in your mid 30 or 40 years old right now,
you want to return,
and you are thinking about, wouldn't it be cool to have a Rhino, 2 tactical squads, maybe a Castaferon Dreadnought, and that's it, as a small company or small forces? It's actually quite tempting to have it, because you have this nostalgia in your heart, in your mind, and Yeah, that's an idea, just to have it, just to look at it and remember the old days.
Nostalgia is a very difficult to get rid of drug. I feel it in many places: music, video games, in books, and even in places, because I sometimes visit places from my past which are not the same again, just to feel that feeling which I had when I visited it 20 years ago. Um, and as tempting it sounds, some companies started to sing, as World of Warcraft, started to sing this pattern that is a good drug, a good place to deliver a product. Maybe GW will see that. We don't know. Maybe if there will be some more voices showing that there is a base of people who want that, actually, who knows?
Yeah, we are seeing the next Dawn of War upcoming.
Yes, this is something blast from the past, and we will play it probably in sake of the old times on the LAN parties.
And we are right now at the time of Gamescom and the remaster of Heroes 3.
Yes, and
another remaster of Heroes 3.
This is like something like I don't want to talk about, because
so the companies are feeling right now that the people who were young when they released their original games are right now in a perfect spot to buy a lot of things.
A lot of stuff, because then we didn't have money. Right now we have, probably, if your life didn't turn in a weird way, you have a money right now, right? So
definitely more money than
we have
when you were 18 or 12 years old. Yeah.
And if you want to feed your son with some bread and have a great game, you can do that, right? So my son, you're eating a bread only this because daddy bought a new set of miniatures from the 12 years ago. So
and it is a good place to put an advertisement of our commission painting services. If you're listening this podcast and you want to have some old school Space Marines for your collection, just drop us a message and we will paint in any chapter you need, even your custom one.
And if you will have still old models and for the sake of nostalgia, you want to paint them, don't burn them in your fireplace, send them to us, we'll do this. So I think we should put an...
And speaking of the burning of the fuel, burning of the words, let's talk about the Orks.
There is a new codex for them.
And it is smaller and more handy.
And more papery, let's say like this. If you want still your huge, non-ergonomic...
If you are asking probably why it is a soft cover, I bet that the tariffs from the US market on the hardback books
on it.
Has a lot of impact on the actual release of the regular book.
I haven't thought of it, because they are, putting this softback thing to be more handy, more ergonomic during the gameplays. But you can have a point right here.
And that's why you are listening to our podcast, to get inside info.
And get a brain. So I think, in my opinion, it's a good thing.
For the players, it is much better.
Yes, probably. It's much better, because there are every setup of Warhammer game, there is an open book standing right in front of you. We are living in an era of smartphones and apps right now, so the rules are in the apps, right? And you had the data sheets, but older gameplays.
But still, Warhammer 40k is well known for the
huge books,
for the huge books required to actual play. Books, FAQs, and codexes.
If you feel nostalgic and you want this back on your table, you can still buy a collector's edition, right? So everybody wins.
That's true.
If the collector's edition won't be bought by Skypers, you can get it, right? So there's a lot of lore actually inside. I do remember getting Astra Militarum Codex. There was a huge piece of lore, especially about the units, the regiments, and a lot of history.
The last codex I actually read, it was Emperor's Children Codex, and I was so disappointed with the lore.
It was very generic, right?
It was terrible.
Astra Militarum was good. Black Templars were okayish. I guess, but Black Templars were released somewhere where Emperor's Children were also released, right? So like, yeah, it was worse. I liked reading Astra Militarum actually. I liked it, but okay, I maybe need to revisit it to confirm because I was like then hyped a lot of like, so like, yeah, maybe pink glasses and everything was good, right? So like, but whatever. Yeah, if they will update it, they should update it with not only more pages, because there will be more pages, about 100 pages, comparing to, I do believe, I don't know, 30 pages, 40 pages, 50 pages, something like that.
Something
So
like this.
twice. But it should be, as you say, with quality, with a quality of the text, right? So like, we'll have to see. We'll probably get those codexes with new codexes. We'll read those somehow.
I think the GW shall be more straightforward with the idea from where we shall gather the lore.
We are talking about this like between our work here, that there is a lot of places to gather lore. And there is a magical place called Wiki, Warhammer 40k Wiki, where people are trying to make a sense of it. And if you want to read everything of your faction, that's the place where you want to head, but you'll probably die reading it. Because every faction has like, I don't know how many A4 pages where are needed to cover history of Space Marines. I mean, history of the whole Space Marines. And we are not talking about chapters or heroes. So
yeah,
like,
and the Black Library is pumping new books every week.
And we are talking about this. I don't know how much are those books compliant with themselves, because like, I don't know if you are a writer which writes 40k books. Are you getting from GW like a holy scriptures of what you need to write about?
I saw an interview with author from the GW. I'm not sure if it wasn't a guy Halley.
Okay.
And he told that one of his tasks in GW was to check other authors' novels
if they're compliant,
if their vision of the world and the events is coherent with the existing fluff.
If it matches. Okay, so they are doing something like that. Okay,
Yes.
we are thinking about this back then. But
if you like to read actual stories about the Black Library and the books and stuff like this, I need to send you a link to a really nice Substack.
It will be in the link below, of course.
It is run by a guy who has a lot to talk about the Black Library. I'm not sure if he's not working for the Black Library actually, and it is some insane source of interesting informations, prompts from here and
books.
there. So yeah, we will link in
the description. Yes, of course. But coming back to your original thought, yes, we've got lore in the codex, we've got lore in the books, we've got lore in the animations, we've got lore in games. Did they miss something? In the campaign books. Yes, campaign books. Did they miss something? I guess not. There is a lot of place to dig. And okay, maybe they are compliant with themselves, but
White Dwarf, another source.
White Dwarf. Yes, there are articles about lore. That's true.
And short stories. That's good.
Yes, I like this part.
You have plenty of sources to read about your favorite faction, read about your favorite universe, but at the same time, you can feel a bit overwhelmed, and the quality of each source may vary really, really hard.
That's true, because one book will be better than the other. Let's say like this. One codex will be better written than the other, right? So like, that's what we are saying and talking about. So like, even in books, I see, even in the same author books, in the same topic, I see that one novels are...
We totally get it that not every book can be perfect.
Yes.
But sometimes the difference between the actual good book, like from example from Robert Rath, and average 40k campaign fight, Space Marines fighting with X faction, sometimes it is really, really hard to finish.
Right now, I'm having this hard thing to finish with the Siege of Rax right now, because like, I like the book of Steve Lyons, the first one, The Krieg, was very, very good. It had like two very different like storylines.
You should probably read the old Forge World book, called Siege of Wracks, the original one, for the campaign.
Okay.
It is super cool.
Okay.
It is super cool.
I do believe there is also a lot of materials on YouTube with which we are like, citing as a source this campaign and other stuff and this book. The Siege of Wracks is a awesome like moment, some 16 years, I do believe, 17 years
yes.
in the Warhammer 40k history, because like
for the Necron, it is just a moment.
Second. It's very cool siege actually, but written by Steve Lyons is very hard to read. I do believe it was written in parts and it was glued together, probably. And maybe in White Dwarf, those were publications and it was glued together. This feels like it. The first book was very, very good of him, where there are two separate storylines which are connecting at the end with a huge narrative clamp, and it's like, okay, wow. Right? You have you end at the book and like, okay, I haven't expected this. It was very good, right? Right now I have one more book of him, The Relentless Death, in Death Corps of Krieg, but I will hold my horses and I probably jump to something different, to Lion, the Son of the Forest, probably, as my next read.
Quite a cool book.
Yeah, I know.
And you described it perfectly when we talked about.
Yes, it's. I feel because I feel it will be with about a guy running with a sword through the woods, killing something, probably. So like,
classic 40k experience.
Yes, madman with a sword. We'll see about this one. But we kind of did very much steered from the original thing, the orcs. The book. I want to grab this book. I want to grab the Orcs book. I will 100% sure I will grab the Space Marines once, but because right now the cleansing is a prophecy of a future codex, right? Right now, in my opinion, and as we said before, we're cutting models, if not in the start of the edition, right? So like the most important codex is coming, so we'll see if the lore,
and the more orc models are coming too,
and more orc models are coming too, of course.
Today we received a delivery from our supplier with the new Nasdrek.
Yeah.
And the new codex probably is
inside. Oh, you need to take a look. Yeah, right.
I saw the package before we started recording a podcast.
Yeah.
And the new
boys
and the new boys is just a repack from the Armageddon, but the new truck. The more I'm looking at this truck, the more I like it. The new bikers.
Those models needed upgrade. Like, let's be real here.
I disagree with you.
Yeah,
I really love the old truck. It has very orky vibe. The old one. The new one for me has Mad Max vibe.
Okay, maybe that's why I like Mad Max actually. So like maybe it's fitting in my niche. The old one as well. I know that we painted a bit of share of them and they were coolly painted, so like maybe that's.
There are also new bikes, and I would love to see an army with a mix of the old one and the new ones inside the one unit. And probably it would be super cool to kit bash two kits together, create some very unique poses.
Speaking of new models, if you want to buy them, you need to kinda.
If you have a stock shares of GW, you're probably happy.
Yeah.
If you don't have, you have to probably buy models
as soon as possible,
a bit quicker. It's not a big rise. It's up to 5%.
Till September 17th, you can buy models on the lower price because GW is rising the prices. September 21, it's officially when it rises up. Till 17 September, you can buy the older price. The models both will be at the older price. So like 4% about it's a rise in 4%. So some models are 4%, some models 3%, some models 5%.
I'm curious how much of this percentage is just a corporation grid and how much is to cover the increase of the raw resources.
And not
like
only
an oil,
resources.
because plastic is made of oil.
Yes.
And with the current event of the world and many events in the Middle East, we have some problems with the supply chains.
Yeah, we feel in Poland here this not only by the price of GW sprues, but we are feeling this by gasoline right now.
Probably it is something
in between.
Probably it is something you are also feeling as a listeners, no matter if you are listening it from the Germany or UK or from the United States or any part of the world, because it is how it works, unfortunately.
I started riding my bike more recently, let's say like this, and I started, to putting my car on eco mode. So like, yeah.
This is another sad news from GW, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments.
It's not a big deal on a single box, right?
But on the army, it stacks up.
It hits you, yeah. Because like 4%, let's say, from $100 is $4, right? I'm bad at math, but yeah, you're getting 10,000 army, let's say like this, or what? Model
on $1,000, it is one less or one more box.
Yeah,
at the price.
Yeah, right now. So again,
let's jump to the more pleasant news.
Like we've got not many of those, sadly, but yeah, the most pleasant for me is we saw a total war, a little bit more of it, next to the GTA 6, which I'm waiting for very much as well.
Did you see yesterday trailer?
I seen
on the Netflix.
I've seen not the whole one. I just run through those.
It was cool.
God damn, it's a Red Dead Redemption mixed with GTA 5 with a feeling of the story of GTA 4, which is something perfect for me because I loved Red Dead Redemption 2.
It is a Bonnie and Clyde
feeling, yes. And like I like the more serious tone. I like the mechanics of GTA 5. GTA 4 is for me in my heart forever. As like
Nico Bellic.
Nico Bellic is like his story is very, very good written, and it's more serious. There are some dark tones over there, and even if in colorful Florida, Miami styled setting, I'm wishing to see it more. Like,
do you have PS5 or Xbox?
I've got only computers,
so we are waiting for the PC version.
I will not buy a console just for it. So like, yeah,
I agree. So we have to wait for GTA 6 at least 1 year.
Yeah, but coming back to Total War,
anyway,
anyway, like Klaxon meme. I really wanted to see the campaign mode. And I finally saw this. This was like one of the things at this trailer or gameplay at Gamescom. Yeah, classic Total War vibe. I really like the planets.
I have mixed feelings.
You have mixed feelings.
I
Why?
have mixed feelings.
I'm just maybe I'm hyped because like, but share your thoughts, please.
There is no diplomacy in the game. They decided to cut it to the minimum, and the explanation is that in this universe there is only war.
Okay,
and you have limited interaction only with the planetary governors.
Okay,
and you can't make any form of alliances between the races. Okay, I get it, but at the same time, I totally see a truce between the Eldari and Space Marines, for example, to beat the Chaos or to beat the Orks, or maybe alliance between the Necrons and the Humans to beat the Chaos.
Two things here. Mods will fix that. That's the first thing. The second thing,
I doubt it. If there is no system baked in the game, it is really hard to create such an advanced mode.
I mean, yeah, this is the first thing. But the second thing is like, as far as I played, the last Total War game I played, like very much, like because like I played some of those the recent ones, but the most I do remember played Rome and Medieval Total War 2. I played a lot of hours. and I don't remember a lot of options of diplomacy here. I think diplomacy part is like the territory of of games of Paradox Interactive, right? Where you can, in the Crusader Kings 2, you could do combos like, marry your own daughter to, to grab some piece of land.
Yeah, but you still, for example, in the newest game from the Total War line, it's Warhammer 3. You have a lot of options for diplomacy.
Yeah,
especially for some factions like High Elves.
Okay, maybe it's a place for a DLC or something more, but
I hope.
Or it's in a work in progress, so we'll see more of it, right? I haven't actually noticed this as much as you do. But I know you like the killing people in a.
Don't get me wrong. I'm waiting for this game. I won't pre-order this game because I'm in the movement of no pre-orders.
Same.
But probably I will buy it at the day of the release to actually play it.
Yeah.
I just love Total Wars. I spent so many hours in different titles. Maybe I'm not the veteran, but I spent too many hours.
Second thing I love is chapter creation.
Chapter creation is cool, and they told that it would be more advanced that they showed actually. Okay, you will be a good policeman and I will be the bad cop in this conversation.
Go for it.
Probably it is because of the alpha build. I don't get the animations.
Yes, I won't be a good cop on this one.
And I don't like the actually firefight between the factions. It was terrible to see the standing Marines and shooting without the aiming and not moving at all. And the same, the Orks, the flash gates, actually, it was a big blob of standing, tight-packed Orks just shooting, and all the tracers flying through the map. It did not look good. Just let's talk about the Dawn of War 4. We have seen a lot of gameplays already, and they did it good. Okay, it is a different scale of the battle, but still the feeling of the firefight.
I feel it's a problem. If this problem will occur in the released game, if they won't fix it, let's say like this, because it's maybe an alpha thing, all right? But if they won't fix it, it means that it's a problem deeper in the Total War series and Creative Assembly team, because correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't make a game which was so much focused on a distance, the long-range battles.
No, probably Napoleon Total War and Empire Total War. But it was still rank and file.
Yes.
And 40k is a modern warfare. It's a super ultra modern warfare mixed with the medieval combat style.
Mixed with melee fighting, right?
I believe that the melee would be super cool. But at the same time, seeing the blobs of infantry marching in a rank and files formation,
I think
it's not super cool. I believe, and I hope that this is something the modders will handle. More loosey formations.
Because it's not a gameplay thing, right? It's a visual thing mostly.
I disagree. It is a really gameplay thing, especially for the area of effect attacks.
Okay, I hadn't thought about that. Okay, maybe. But what I mean, we'll see if this is a lack of experience in the topic, in the genre, but or it's an alpha state and haven't they worked on this correctly, and they have this somewhere in their roadmap.
I'm quite sure that they will polish a lot.
Because we've got another.
But Creative Assembly has a long record of releasing not so polished games.
Things, and then repairing on the go, right? 2027 is a year of release, early, we don't know when, but
December we will have Dawn of War, and I bet first quarter of the 27
we'll get Total War.
We will get the Total War.
Probably it is high probability because Dawn of War will release later, let's say like this. So we'll see. I can wait. I will play it.
I will play it too.
Probably probably I won't play it like as much as I will do because I will have a second child in my home. But yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of the pre-orders, there is a wave 2 of the StarCraft. We are speaking about the computer games and strategy games and stuff like this. StarCraft wave 2 is coming.
Yeah, because we're right now ending the GW news. Let's move on to the other stuff because we paid a bit share of our time today for the GW. StarCraft Wave 2. We painted for Arco Studio a lot of models from that wave.
And if you are following us, you probably seen it
already. Link to the galleries, of course, in the description because we painted the all models for this Wave 2. So Terran siege tanks, Ravagers, and the Immortals.
And the pre-order starts in 3 days from now.
The Wave 2, I think they will do a little bit faster because I think the original campaign they haven't been thinking about how much good response it will get, and it looks like it, right? Because like maybe they were ready for half of it.
Yeah, they need to pump this wave pretty quick to maintain the interest and to give the players more opportunities to create the armies
and make keep the momentum going, right? Because if something they lost, maybe they didn't lose interest because we see even on numbers on our socials and on the everything we post considering StarCraft, the interest is not gone, but momentum a little bit is off right now. So they need to keep it back.
Especially because the autumn and winter is coming and it is a perfect time to play a lot of the games.
A lot of the games and also sell a lot of the games because everyone will be selling something, right? Because right now...
And the Christmas time
Black Week time, it will be in a moment. So yeah. So great. We are keeping fingers crossed for Arco Studio. Second game based on the game, let's say like this, Modifuse and XCOM.
And Modifuse and Fallout.
And Modifuse and Fallout. Yes, like so many games.
We have so many tabletop games based on the computer games.
I played a lot of XCOM back in the day, especially when I was studying, having the class. I wasn't a good classmate because rather than listening to the lecture, I was playing strategic games, which didn't need an additional mouse and keyboard.
I finished the XCOM. This one released in 2013, 2010.
So the second one, XCOM 2?
No.
Oh, no, it's the first one. Okay, this was the release later. Yeah.
And it was nice game.
XCOM.
I really like the tactic style of this, and I can't wait for the
Star Wars.
No, when I'm talking about the XCOM, I can't wait for this new Star Wars game.
That's
okay.
New Star Wars game with the XCOM style. Yeah, as well. I cannot wait for it because actually, I'm very deeply in the turn-based strategic games. My experience with it started with Jagged Alliance 2, which was added to one of the magazines, and I really liked it. But moving on, XCOM, they showed status, and they got a little bit of a backlash.
Yeah, because the people complain that there is not enough value in quite pricey box.
So in the
and I get it, Probably Modifuse saw that they are selling more books than miniatures because people are buying the book and printing or proxying the miniatures. And that's why they decided to drop an additional box of aliens to the starter set
bundle. There's a newsletter with it. Also, they showed a roadmap for the upcoming what it's going in, and I really don't remember the names of units from this game, but it looks like they are doing something similar to StarCraft. So in scope of quarters in a year, they're releasing a wave after wave.
I'm really interested in how the rules look like, because the rules are something you can bend or adjust to your own miniatures, to your own genre. And if the game is good, then the XCOM theme is a secondary for me. We can put this game into any universe
on different aliens, different miniatures, different operatives, right? So you can
recreate the resistance between the invasion.
Yeah. For the Fallout part, I will we have this thing in our studio as well, the thinking and talking about making not Fallout but Stalker themed and play it on the rules of the
Fallout second edition.
Yeah, there is a coming second edition as well. If you don't know, you know right now.
The pre-order started with two main boxes. The one box is for existing players with the existing collection of miniatures, and it's packed with the rules and accessories. And the second box contains a lot of minis.
Yeah, you have to be a fan of the system to get this and to be the first, let's say, recipients of the game. But the second part, and I think it's a way bigger part, if it will land, that's what we're saying, with the system, right? So with the rules, with the gameplay. Looking at Malediction, which we can talk about for hours, like it's a completely new system, no lore, cool miniatures, yes, but it could be completely nameless miniatures as well.
Don't you think that smaller publishers have right now much more to offer than the big one?
Depends. It depends. Because here, right now, this is what we are talking about. Here, right now, we are talking, they have system, they have an IP, and they will flop if after this IP won't come a good system, right? So like they will be no good rules, no good gameplay. That's what we loved in Malediction. We want to play this game not because of miniatures, but because the system is cool. It plays well.
Yeah, I already have logged almost 20 plays in Malediction.
Yes. And like I want to play it more and more. We played yesterday actually. I got smashed, but whenever it needs to have a good system to be both. And if smaller miniature, producer, game developer, say like this, has a good system, it will deliver. And of course, if it will land, because you can have a good system and freak up the marketing part, and nobody will know about the system. So yeah, you can fail on this part too. But if you get through the ceiling, and I think Malediction is doing this right now, if you get through the ceiling with your system, you will have a lot to offer. And you can, fight with bigger systems with something that you have offer. And then your statement is true. But here we've got an IP. And that's what I'm worried about XCOM, and a little bit more about Fallout, because Fallout as well, people who like Fallout are buying Fallout for the miniatures. If they don't like Fallout, they will probably proxy it. If the rules are okayish, they will use them. If not, then not, right? So like, it really depends what you have to offer. If you have something, if all you have to offer is IP, you will flop.
That's true, probably.
Yeah.
And the good example is a Cyberpunk game.
Yes.
Miniature game. And probably, I cross my fingers that it won't flop, but The Witcher miniature game, we don't hear much about it. And considering that the board games are gathering millions and millions of dollars, you are expecting that, oh, okay, so war game will be
okay,
super popular.
Yeah.
And I did not see any person playing that Cyberpunk, actually.
Many people bought StarCraft for the sake of, it's StarCraft. But after the StarCraft, there is a word, we haven't played it yet, there is a word that the rules are very solid as well. So like, yeah, it's a perfect combination, IP and good rules. If you got good rules, yeah, you can still make it. If you break through ceiling. But if you got IP and nothing more to offer, nah.
No success.
Nah, I don't see it. So I'm keeping fingers crossed for me, XCOM and for Fallout, but yeah, we'll have to live to see.
Yeah, and speaking about the good rules, an interesting setting, not based on any popular IP, Trench Crusade finally gets a bit of momentum because the new rulebook is coming, and finally the campaign pack is coming.
Archon Studio is handling the part of delivering everything, and it's understandable. They had their hands full on deck on our project, which we were talking before. So yeah, so Trench Crusade could be on hold a little bit, but yeah, let's keep it fingers crossed that it goes on, because after the Sniper Priest and Stostruppen, there was nothing more, to cover, to get hands.
Yeah, Yeoman box was delayed, and the campaign box it was also
I do believe we were talking about the Trench Crusade, the Carcass Front. We were talking about
a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, right? So like, yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that news that they are doing this actually. So yeah, so if you are interested in Trench Crusade, there will be some stuff going on. But we are already deep in the timer, I think. So we'll be probably closing. This and more news you will find in our newsletter. So the link is in the description. Subscribe for the future updates because you probably won't jump on this one because we're delivering this one with a podcast. But in the next month you will receive another one packed with even more news than you are here right now, right here. So if you want to get this on your inbox, subscribe. If you liked this podcast and listened to it, please also considering subscribing to our channel because we've got a lot of cool videos coming on. We didn't talk about this, but right now we've got a lot of going on as well in the video section.
Yeah, and if you like reading, actually, visit our Substack.
Yeah, visit our Substack.
We are slowly building this medium.
And I think we should put an end here, like now. Thank you for spending time with us today, and see you on the next month, guys. This was James from Means for War here.
And Bart from Means for. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Bye.